Hey guys, welcome back. Right, this video took a little bit longer than expected. I'm sorry. I literally have no good excuses, to be honest, but as a reward for waiting, I'll add a little bonus at the end, and I made this video longer with both of the extra rivals you guys voted for. I know, you don't have to thank me, I'm amazing. But anyways, let's do some redesigning. So I do have to admit something. I actually really love pink-haired characters. Literally give any character a pink aesthetic and I will instantly be in love. So of course, for week 1's rival Kaguya, I had to give her the cutest redesign ever. Kaguya is very similar to Ryoba in the sense that they're both very friendly, charismatic, and outspoken. The main difference that separates them is Ryoba being a narcissist and Kaguya being a normal, cheerful girl. I'd like to imagine that Senpai is probably the first and only guy she's ever had romantic interest in, so she's very nervous deep down while becoming closer to him. Because this would also tie into the fact that she's the first and easiest rival to eliminate, so making her not very experienced in love or romantic gestures would make her very vulnerable to Ryoba, in the sense that her elimination method would be made even worse because Kaguya keeps blaming herself and her inexperience with boys, while Ryoba is actually sabotaging everything behind the scenes. By the way, shout out to this person for suggesting a different hairstyle for her. She was the one rival I was so not looking forward to because her initial design it really doesn't inspire me at all. It's a little bit ugly, not gonna lie, but I thought about it and I was like, may as well dive deeper into the 80s aesthetic with the rivals. So I drew inspiration from Akina Nakamori. I believe she is a Japanese model, to try and replicate the same sort of hairstyle. Besides this vintage fluffy hair, I also thought this magazine newspaper clipping was helpful, so I used that as a reference as well. I also wanted to give her a lot of accessories because it just makes sense for her personality. Like in the game, she wants to fit in with these rainbow girls. Fun fact, they were originally in the first few versions of the game, but were removed and then later added back in the 1980s mode. So she wears a lot of pretty and cute things, which I wanted to incorporate into her uniform look. Also, I already quite like her color palette already. I just mainly wanted to change her hairstyle because it's atrocious again. And I also made her eyes blue because I thought it would suit her better. As for her personality, I think I added enough to make sure she's interesting, but also keep it pretty simple. She's not screaming badly written backstory or anything, so aside from her little secret insecurities and lacking in the romance department, she pretty much acts the same as her original design. Imagining her dynamic with Senpai is pretty cute and reminds me of the standard high school sweethearts trope. So here we have Kaguya. I love the vibes she's already giving off, and I can already picture her being very bubbly and sweet next to Senpai's cool guy persona. For some reason, I used to get these two mixed up a lot. Maybe it's because they're the only tomboyish rivals, but regardless, I still want to make them stand out more, so I decided to fully lean into the tomboy aspect of Moeko's character. Since she feels more comfortable around guys, I think it'd add more outfit variety to put her in the men's uniform, but she doesn't wear the jacket or tie properly to kind of rebel against the school rules. I know in her description it states she feels a need to prove herself around others, especially men, which makes sense for the time period. I think girls were subject to a lot more sexism back then. I mean, they still are, but anyways. So Moeko stands up to this by asserting herself more. Also making her a lot more rebellious would add heaps to her character and kind of be this version's, I actually forgot her name, but I'm gonna put her on screen. Basically this girl, but in the 80s. Kind of. Obviously not being the ringleader for the delinquents, but maybe she is respected among them for not always following the rules. For her design, I capital L loathe her hairstyle. It's just so ugly and it doesn't add a lot to her character. I like the concept of spiky, fiery hair, so I made her silhouette stand out better by creating this big ponytail. kind of inspired by Flannery from Pokemon. I freaking love her. We're gonna keep her habit of lighting things on fire since I'm really not sure what to do with this. I had this idea of her burning actual letters she'd have with one of the delinquents, as, you know, if they used to date, and if you caught Moeka at a very specific moment, you could actually read the letters inside of the barrel she burns them in, just for an extra sprinkle of lore. I'm not sure if that's too convoluted though, so let me know what you guys think. Tweaking Moeko's personality actually made it a lot easier for me to picture her and Senpai's relationship, as she's already comfortable talking to guys. She thinks that Senpai is just a little bit cooler than the rest, so she develops a crush on him. I'd love if their dynamic was the sort of thing where Moeko is the one who keeps Jokichi's ego in check and calls him out if he says anything sexist or stupid, but they still get along well and have a pretty cute friendship. Designing Moeko was the easiest in my opinion, as I had a lot of gripes with her initial design already, but I'm so proud of how she turned out, and I think she's a little bit more fleshed out and 20% cooler in my opinion. Onto the third week rival, Hanami. She is a cute, shy bookworm type girl, which I feel like in all types of media don't really live up to what they could be. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, I think a lot of the times that's all they are. Quiet, nerdy, book-loving characters with no real depth beyond that, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I don't know, I feel like most of the times people just write them really badly. So I feel like we can still definitely keep this about her, but still explore the potential she has. Because as boring as she is compared with the other characters, I still want to give her some love in my redesign. I decided on giving her a tall stature because she reminds me of Yuri from DDLC. And working off of this, I think she would be really into writing as well as reading. But I feel like she's too shy to actually pursue a career in this, so she just keeps it to herself. Oh, it'd actually be amazing though if she's writing her own book in secret. I feel like her being a very creative person would be great for her, as I see her as a smart person as well. Just to add more dimension to her overall personality and make her less forgettable. Sorry I said it, but yeah. So her hair color is actually pretty fine to me. I was trying to give her this sort of dark academia look, so it's pretty suitable for that. And I also made her dark skinned with very light, cold eyes as a contrast. I think it gives her a very illustrious vibe, and just picturing her staring off and dreaming up her creative thoughts would just look so enchanting in my opinion with this new look. Plus, I tied her hair up into a cute messy bun, because her original hairstyle is very similar to the previous rival. I just needed to change it. Also, just my opinion, but I'm not sure why the artist added this weird hair bit, so I was really happy to change that. I figured she'd have arm coverings and have her skirt hang a little bit lower because it would just suit her more. So after basically fixing everything I hated about her design and character, I had to think about her relationship with Senpai. Since Hanami is a very creative girl and Senpai is always reading at the fountain, what if Hanami built up the courage to show him her work? He'd be the first person to see her writing and just see how amazing her mind would be. I think this would be so fucking adorable. And here we have the final design. I especially love her look without the glasses because you can see how pretty her eyes are. She's very much giving Fluttershy vibes, to be honest. And now we have Sumiko, the sporty, energetic rival. I really adore this type of character, the ones that are always optimistic and spread their energy onto others. So I very much want to keep this aspect about her. I struggled a little bit with her design at first though, because I wasn't sure how to improve her personality more. But after deciding to give her a more muscular look, I felt happy with my choice. I'd like to have more body inclusivity in our rival lineup, and even though I'm not used to drawing more fit characters, I truly tried my best, but I try not to make her too bulky since she is still a high schooler. Because Sumiko is a very health-motivated person, I decided we can help make this stand out more with her helping out with the martial arts club. She can be seen doing laps with a few of them each day of the week and making lunches with them as well. If I remember correctly, the people she prepares food with are actually just random classmates, so replacing them with a couple martial arts members would make a little bit more sense. Sumiko wouldn't really do much in the club itself besides helping them outside to build their strength because she's more knowledgeable for that. I reckon this would make her more interactive with the rest of the school, maybe even assist with world building, and not just seen as a different entity, as we often see with all of these rivals. Most of the time, the people around them are just randomly picked to be there. Back to her design, she does have a pretty nice color palette, and thinking back, I should have given her freckles, but I think we'll save that feature for another rival. A major change I made was the sports uniform, and I decided to use her to show off my redesign of it as well. I switched these god-awful quote-unquote shorts for better ones and tried to come up with what I thought vintage sport shirts would look like in that time period, as I couldn't find any proper references. I think she stands out enough with her bright magenta hair and eyes. Along with her figure, she just looks like the type to give the best hugs ever, which is why I think her and Senpai's friendship would be super sweet. She talks about her passion of eating healthy and working out, and Jokichi takes an interest because she just radiates such a good vibe and speaks so cheerfully. Now, I do want to state that I hate the trope of characters hating themselves if they have a quote-unquote unconventional body type, especially if it's a girl feeling insecure about what boys think. Personally, I think we already combated this with Sumiko being extremely prideful in her hobbies and lifestyle, so she never feels like she's too unladylike for Senpai. She loves her body and loves helping others. And here she is finished. Hopefully you guys can tell that she's a bit more top heavy. I'm really not good at drawing muscular people, I'm sorry about that, but I do like how she turned out. I think she's really pretty. So here are Ryoba's first 4 victims, rivals. I absolutely adore how they came out, and I think we did a great job at rewriting them too, so I hope you all like them. I wanted to thank everyone who voted in the poll up on my channel, but I don't think I'll be making another one, since designing the rivals in order as we go is way more fun, and reading your suggestions helps me brainstorm better too. I also appreciate all the love and comments on my last video. It was very unexpected, so it means a lot that you guys enjoy what I do. Also, you guys commenting that you want to eat my art literally cracks me up every time. Here's a bonus sketch of Ryoba grown up. I'll be posting the full drawings on my Instagram if you're interested, so I will link that in the description. Plus, also keep a lookout on my community tab because sometimes I post little sketches on there. Again, I'm so sorry about how long this video took to make, but I love you all and thanks for watching. Bye!